Hi there. Today I'm going to be walking you through how I update my Google Calendar to reflect important dates for both work and school. Obviously, of course, I have some things posted for school inside of a Google Calendar that I have just for my work. So I have our cohort rotation, that's all tentative, which is why it's done primarily in Google, so I can easily delete or add it back in to my calendar. We have half days on Fridays, and we have rotating weekly schedules Monday through Thursday. So I have that there. But I want to add some important due dates for my coursework. I just got a syllabus for my one PhD course that I'm taking this semester, and I have some important due dates to plug in on when assignments are due. So I am looking at my syllabus right now in my iPad, which you can't see, but I'm telling you that's what I'm looking at. And I'm using the course schedule piece of the syllabus to reflect and add important dates. So that first weekend is the 18th to the 19th, which I already have written down here. PhD, 731, A1 weekend. I can actually take out the A from there. So I just went into edit and just change that. I have an A class, a B class, and then the PhD course. So I have a paper due on the 12th by 9 a.m. So I'm going to click inside of the 12th, and I'm going to add in ED 731 research topic selection paper. And it's due by 9 a.m., but I like to have it as a full day event. I'm going into my calendars and moving it into the calendar that I have for my schooling and changing it to red. I like red for all the important due dates. And then inside of the description, I'm going to write due at 9 a.m. via email, one page cited on importance of dissertation topic. See syllabus for more information. And that's all I'm going to do. I'll then click save, and it should pop up. Now, with all the different events that I have in my Google Calendar, it's not uncommon for it to not show up here and go underneath where I see 4 more, or 3 more, or 14 more events. So that's okay. I'm then going to move into October. I have something due on, 2 things due on the 3rd. So that's not a weekend where I have class, but I still have some things due. Again, I'm going to type in the title, and it's Empirical Study Review number 1. Plugging that into my coursework. Again, it's a due date, so there's red. Submit via email by 9 a.m. and click save. And since there's something else due that day, the second item or the first item that I just wrote will move down below, but at least I know it's there when I'm looking at the weekly view. So again, something due for that course, and I need to do research proposal part 1. And in the description, I'm going to write due by 9 a.m. on Google Docs. And I'm going to write down I need the background, the design statement, participant section. So those are the 3 sections that I need to have done by 9 a.m. And again, I'm going to make sure that I'm in the correct calendar and that it is red for a due date. And as you can see, it did not show up right away, but it did show up there, plus I have my other events for that day. And I'm going to do this for all of my other coursework. I have some things due in November, the 1st, the 7th, the 14th, and then the 20th, which is the last weekend of my course. So I'm actually going to go in here and just edit When I first plug in the dates, I put it tentatively because I was unsure if we had court class that weekend, but we do, so I want to change that. And you see here I have my B class starting up. So that's really all I do. I go into the date that I want, I designate what course it is for, I try to write a description of what the assignment is, and I've been using the description area a little bit more so during this preparation for the fall. And I just like to make sure it's in the correct calendars with my correct color coding system. And that's it. That's what I'll do for the rest of my courses. If there were specific readings or discussion boards or other things due throughout the week, even though it's not a weekend, I would plug that in as well. What I'll do once I have my other syllabus for the Part A class is I will try to designate days to really work on those pieces. So for example, I have an empirical study due on the 3rd of October and my first class is the 18th. So I'm going to put in a tentative deadline that by the 29th of September, I should have found one empirical study for review. And since that's a tentative deadline, it's my own deadline, I'm going to change it not from red, but to maybe like orange or green or purple. I kind of like pink. I use yellow when I'm meeting with my classmates and I want to designate like coursework time. And again, it's a full day event because I just want to remind myself when I'm looking at the month or week at a glance what I need to have completed by that day. If I were to meet with my classmates, for example, so maybe on, it's due on the 3rd. Ooh, I should probably change that. I should have this done by the 22nd. And then maybe on the 29th, I'm going to meet with cohort. I should spell cohort correctly, to discuss empirical studies. And since I don't know what time that would be, I'm just going to leave it as a full day event, but make it yellow. So I should have an article found by the 22nd. I should have read it by the 23rd or the 26th. And again, changing those colors to my tentative deadlines. And then possibly meet with my cohort to discuss, maybe go over our articles and what we've written up, our reviews, and then submit it by the 3rd. Then moving into the 3rd, my next one is then due November 1st. So I have a little bit more time. So maybe I want to have found second empirical study by the 13th. Have it read by the 19th. And then maybe another discussion with my cohort on the 28th. And if I forget the number, I can always go back and edit for empirical study number 2. And of course, I want to make sure everything's spelled correctly. But that's basically all I do for my calendar of events. I already have plugged in weekends, and as you can see, I have things written in like free weekend. I like to designate that, especially in a month like October where I have a course every weekend. I like to designate that there's free time so I can plan weekend trips with my husband, or if I'm going to travel and visit with family, I know exactly where I can be and what I'm doing. So I hope you found this video a little bit useful, and I thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!